Ruthless People, the dark black comedy which was released in 1986, was directed by powerhouse trio Jim Abrahams, David and Jerry Zucker, and this film stars Bette Midler and Danny Devito in scene-stealing form. This movie also stars Judge Reinhold and Helen Slater. In this cult classic comedy, we see Danny Devito play Sam Stone, a sleazy businessman who wishes to murder his wife Barbara, played by Bette Midler, so he can inherit her fortune. But when two kidnappers kidnap his wife and threaten to kill her unless the demands have not been met, Sam could not be happier and does everything to ensure that they actually kill his wife by not paying the ransom. As always guys, before we go any further, I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my videos are going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well to help the channel grow. Ruthless People is one of the funniest comedies to be released from the 1980s. Jim Abrahams and Jerry and David Zucker were one of the best comedy trios ever, and they cemented their status as comedic icons. These guys were known for a certain style of comedy, which was displayed in their hits such as Top Secret and Airplane, where their movies contained verbal gags, visual gags, breaking the fourth wall, and slapstick humour. And they would take it to the next level by cementing their status by directing the acclaimed and brilliant Naked Gun and directing the Hot Shot movies. But Ruthless People sometimes goes overlooked because it was a film that was a landmark movie for them. More important than that, it is a gem in their filmography. This was the first film that they didn't write. It was an 18-rated movie, and more importantly than that, it wasn't a parody of sorts. And whilst this movie doesn't contain much of the slapstick humour that we've come to expect from the likes of Zucker Abraham and Zucker, there is a lot of laugh out loud moments and a lot of great humour in this movie that still holds after 35 years, going on 36 years. Ruthless People show that these guys can actually tell a story without relying on any of the gimmicks that they are known for. And when the trio dispersed, Jerry Zucker showed that he was more than capable of handling any type of genre, and he displayed that with 1990's acclaimed film Ghost. Dale Lorna, who wrote Ruthless People, was one of the top comedy writers of the 1980s, having written such hits as Blind Date, starring Kim Basinger and Bruce Willis, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, starring Steve Martin and Michael Caine. And in 1992, he wrote the acclaimed and brilliant My Cousin Vinny, starring Marissa Tomei and Joe Pesci. And he has a great knack for comedy and for character, and he's displayed that here with Ruthless People. He has taken a very simple premise and made it work so well. And this movie works brilliantly, thanks to great writing, great direction, but more important than that, brilliant performances. Bette Midler, Danny Devito, standout stars for me in this movie. Danny Devito has always been a charismatic comedic actor, and he has demonstrated great comedic timing in such hits as Romancing the Stone, War of the Roses, and so forth. But he is on top form as Sam Stone. He delivers brilliant monologues in terms of why he hates his wife, why he wants to kill her, and every moment is just comedic genius with Danny Devito. And Danny DeVito's character has some laugh out loud moments. When he is threatened with, if he calls the police, they will kill his wife, he calls everybody. He refuses to pay the ransom. One of my favourite moments delivered by Sam is when he receives a wrong number from someone, and his response to that is just absolutely incredible, and it is just pure comedic genius. And Sam could easily be a dislikable character. Danny Devito has a charisma about him that makes his character so likeable. Bette Midler ignites the screen. She is on outrageous, over-the-top form, and it works. A lot of the humour revolves around her, from when the kidnappers kidnap her, from her trying to escape, from her trying to intimidate the kidnappers. And Bette Midler has always been a brilliant comedic actress. We've seen her in such hits as Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Beaches and so forth, but this is where she is at her absolute best, and I think this has to be her best comedic role to date. We also get fine support from Judge Reinhold and Helen Slater as the kidnappers, and they've got a very strong character arc in terms of their rationale for kidnapping Barbara, because Sam had actually conned the couple out of their savings, took Helen Slater's character's ideas and used it to utilise a fortune and left them broke, and now they want revenge. Ruthless People has a subplot in this film that on paper looks confusing, but it is brilliantly executed. Sam's mistress, played by the late Anita Morris, who he discloses his plans to blackmail Sam. So what she intends to do is actually video record him killing his wife so that she can blackmail him. Sam's mistress hires her boyfriend Earl, played by a young Bill Pullman, to video record the event. And he video records a couple who he believes to be Sam and his wife Barbara in a car. But what he doesn't realise is actually a prostitute and her client. And he mistakes the prostitute screaming for her being killed. Sam's mistress takes the tape, sends it to Sam, and Sam misinterprets it as, okay, this is your kinky side, okay, we can do the exact same thing. And when she gets scared, she sends the tape to a police commissioner. Not realising that the police commissioner was actually the prostitute's client, and the police commissioner actually misinterprets that tape as blackmail. And Sam's mistress tells him to arrest Sam Stone for killing his wife. And it sounds confusing, but it is brilliantly executed. And there is another sub-story in this movie involving a serial killer called the Bedroom Killer, played by the late J.E. Freeman. And how that character is utilised in the final act of the film, when Barbara realises Sam's ways and befriends the kidnappers, and then Barbara and the kidnappers plan to get revenge on Sam, it works a treat. And Ruthless People just has so many great comedic moments that have lost none of their edge. Zucker Abraham and Zucker are known for their sight gags, and they utilise it brilliantly in the final act of Ruthless People. After Barbara speaks to the police officers to tell them this is what actually happened, she goes to see Sam, and the police officers think it's a happy ending. And as they are leaving, they're having a discussion, but the discussion is secondary because the camera actually focuses on what Barbara is doing to Sam, which is beating the living daylights out of him. And this is classic Zucker Abraham Zucker, and one of their funniest sight gags I think that they've ever done. But Ruthless People, cult classic comedy. Absolutely brilliant, and after 35 years, still makes me laugh. It is on Disney+, so if you haven't seen this movie, give it a watch. So I'll give this one a very strong 10 out of 10. So guys, that's my review. Thanks for watching as always. Please hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with what is your favourite scene from Ruthless People, and have you seen it? And what do you think about it after 35 years? Comment down below and I shall see you all on the next film review. Take care.